Queens, I got four of a kind on everything. I gotta live like a king. Hey, catch this rhythm. You feel that? That's called playerism. I'm on the scene, a player clean, poker face, four queens. I got four of a kind on everything. Dig this, living elite. I don't feel complete without kicking at my feet in a Rolls Royce every week. Baby, this is deep. Listen close when I speak. I need to at least, cause I'm too much. Got two nuts and give zero fucks. I've been player too long for you to tell me having two women is too wrong. The way I get my groove on. If I can't have two, then I gotta move on. Even my car is two-tone. So when I roam, I gotta bring two home. Quit banging my line, ho. Quit banging my line, ho. When you see me act like you don't even know me, ho. When you see me act like you don't even know me, ho.
Understand what we're doing here. Like William, for example, was at the last conference. Brandon,
come on, baby, get a clue. How you do what you do? How do you fall in love with me, but I'm not in love with you? Quit banging my...
Peace to the saints.
Peace to the saints.
Peace to the saints. It's a beautiful day in the life. I was working real hard all day. I figured I'd take a break to tap in with you guys because I'm feeling like €1,000,000. May I acknowledge Joshua, who sends intuition. I also want to acknowledge Alexander, writes peace to the saints. Glad to hear from you again, Saint. Hope all is well in paying tuition. Saint, things are beautiful. And I was just feeling real playerific, so I decided to tap in and share a little bit of this spirit with you. Right now I'm at one of my spots, and we had a couple folks over earlier, and this little shorty told me she went to the other side, and she says, "There's a whole nother bedroom over there." I was like, "Yeah, true." She was like, "Well, why are you standing in that bedroom?" I was like, "Because I didn't feel like taking a turn that way. I just happened to turn this way." We live in real playerific out here. And the thing is, I want to share this because I was kind of feeling like I don't want the haters to run out of things to talk about. So I said, let me go ahead, go live, give them a little more to talk about. I also had some more important matters on my mind that I want to share with you all. Some notes on success so that you can manage it well as you ascend. One of the things that you're going to suffer is that when you're chasing females, you're chasing a dead end. You dig? You're going to end up broke just with that female, just like her, because they are not pursuing anything meaningful in terms of goals. Even when they think that they're hustling, they're really not hustling. And I know this to be true because half the time females can't even properly interpret the moves I take and the things I do. For example, got one young lady always asking for the lion's share of my time. And recently I was trying to break this down to her as to why I don't have time to deal with you in the way you want to be dealt with. My time's very valuable, and sometimes I offer you the time and you don't appreciate it. So if you don't appreciate it, we got to take it off the table. So for example, I just had to tell her one time, I said, "Hey, check this out. Nothing in the world happens out of nowhere, right? Everything has to be earned and worked for." When I was a young boy, my mother would always complain about how hard she had to work. "I worked 3 jobs to put food on this table." I was always thinking in the back of my head, well, goddamn it, quit 2 of them then. Do what's going to make you happy, because I don't want to hear this. Major difference between a man and all others is that we don't complain. We just do what must be done. The funny thing is that though my mother was working all those hours, she was going nowhere. It's like a mouse on one of those wheels, running harder, but still making no progress. That's what happens when you have a female unto herself. And so I had to explain to this young lady recently, I said, "Look at this hat right here. You see, that's my brand. Look at this jacket here. You see, this is custom. I produce all this stuff. Look at the watch, head to toe. These things don't create themselves. And if I didn't create it directly with my hand, I'm mentoring someone, I'm collaborating with people. And everything you see around here, came from inside of my mind. But ideas don't come out of the mind into reality without you applying any muscle to it. And I said, you see, I must make this look really easy because somehow you think being wealthy takes no work, especially when you're young and wealthy. It takes smarts and a lot of hard work, but that's something a female would never understand. Half of the time, they're trying to figure out how they can get a purse because that's like the highlight of their day. So if you're following a female, oh, you are going to be led to destruction. I tell you that right now, because girls just want to have fun. You see, half the time, women in my life, they tell me, Marquette, you don't know how to have fun, or you don't have enough fun. I think it's plenty fun when I'm in Monaco and they tell me I can't get out of there because there's no taxis and the Grand Prix has all these exotic supercars and race cars everywhere. The streets are blocked off because there's celebrities and fans and paparazzi everywhere. And I say, call me a helicopter, have it land on the goddamn hotel. Get me out of here. Do what you got to do. I don't care what it costs. Then I fly out on that helicopter like James Bond, looking down at Monaco from an aerial godly view, watching all of the ocean splash against the rocks, looking at the beauty of it as I rise above it. You dig? It take money to do that. You dig? And you got to earn money. And that's something that women don't fully get. And when they say you don't know how to have fun, what they don't realize, I'm having tons of fun earning money. Bitch, I'm a money machine. That's what I do. I enjoy it. I love it. Matter of fact, shit, this hustle mania. But they don't understand that because they only have fun when they get to buy a bag, and they don't even really want the bag. They just want to wear the bag in front of other people so that they can get the attention from it. So let you be foolish enough to follow behind a female. Let you be that foolish. You're going to end up broke. Yes, sir. And another thing I want to let you guys know about the way I run mine is so smooth that a lot of people look at me and they're mind boggled as to how I'm doing so well, especially at such a young age. I cannot tell you how many middle-aged white guys every single day say to me, oh, are you an athlete? Do you play sports? Are you an entertainer? Because they don't comprehend how I'm in the position that I'm in. And that's fine. It's fine. You know, I usually just chuckle. I might say something like, hey, I wish I was an athlete. I hear they get laid. I'll just say something goofy. Just play with them a little bit. But the point is, they suggest that I'm an athlete because an athlete accumulates their money from the effort of the body, not the effort of the mind. The game comes out of the mind. And the mind is going to run a lot longer than that body's going to run. You dig? The body going to break down, especially if you're in a contact sport like football, boxing, things like that. It's going to wear you down. But my mind can keep running. And what it's doing is running laps around a lot of people. It's running laps around a lot of these goofballs, running laps around women, running laps around these haters. And the thing is, they're seeing me outpace them and they don't understand. That's why these older white guys are like, oh, you're an athlete? Because they think that's the only way a guy who looks like me can have more money than them. They never consider maybe he's a businessman. Maybe he's done things that I could have done, but didn't have the brains to do or the work ethic to do. So one thing I want to let you guys know, Saints, you run out of game, you run out of money. And I ain't never ran out of game. And I got 1,000 plays running at once. You dig? I've diversified interests in terms of my asset holdings, in terms of my business interests, and then I keep working. I don't ever stop. And so one thing I want you to really pay attention to about me, because I never complain about the work. But if you have your eyes open, you'll notice. When you see me in Beijing, you're going to see me exercising. When you see me in Monaco, you're going to see me exercising. When you see me in Panama, you're going to see me exercising. When you see me in Curacao, you're going to wonder, where the hell is that? It's in the Caribbean. Anyways, you're going to see me exercising. And that's just a representation of how I really am, which is that there's no days off. On my vacation, I'm working. On my vacation, I'm exercising. When I'm not on vacation, I'm still working and exercising, but I'm doing it twice as hard as you're doing. Working like I'm broke. Working like I have nothing. Working like I'm trying to make a name for myself. Yeah. And even though I have every right and every opportunity to enjoy luxury, I still don't mess with it. Let me show you guys something, matter of fact, just so you can know how sick my mind is, right? So this is one of my spots right here, right? This is one of the bedrooms. This is the less nice bedroom. I gotta clean it up. Yeah, ignore the clutter. I was looking at some new products. Nice view, nice restroom. One thing I don't like about the lights or motion sensor on the closet. I go and sleep in the less nice bedroom just to play head games with myself. This is the living room and dining room. Here's the other bathroom. Here's the other bedroom. I don't know what the hell that is for. I don't know. We got the vanity area. It's like before you get into the bathroom. And then the bathroom. Hey, shout out to the haters. I hope you're watching. My bathroom is bigger than your bedroom. I promise you. It's bigger than your bedroom. Probably hard to perceive the depth of this, but it's bigger than your bedroom. I promise you. Anyways, I got to open up the blinds in here. The maid come through. They always turn on the AC and close my blinds. I got to stop doing that. I don't appreciate it. I like natural. There we go. Open my shears up. But I don't even stay in the master bedroom, even though I'm the master. I don't even stay in the master bedroom half the time. Why? Playing head games with myself. Trying to take myself mentally back to the bottom. You dig? Trying to fight in the fight like I'm coming from a deficit, even though I'm not. One thing you'll notice in the fight game, every now and then you're watching a boxing match and the trainer will tell the fighter that he's down in the scorecards, even when he's not. Keep him going. Keep the fire burning. I'm different. I want you to be on the same level if you're one of the Saints. If you're one of the haters, I want you to be mad that I have a 2-bedroom suite with this gorgeous view and I leave one of the bedrooms empty. Sometimes the whole damn thing is empty. You dig? Yeah. Opulence, luxury. But I say all that to say, I got all these females around me and they have no understanding of work ethic. And I never let their lack of understanding infringe upon my hustle. That's the problem, is that you guys are always asking me, Marquette, how do I get a female? Why don't you ask me how to get $1? Or how about this, how to get a better attitude, how to get focused, how to have some appreciation and gratitude. What we're dealing with most of the time is laziness and inconsistency. I'm trying to figure out how I got like 40 jobs, working for myself. You understand what I'm saying? I got 40 jobs, and then some people have no job. Young man was 24, said, Marquette, how can I get into a situation as a 24-year-old where I don't have to work at all? What? This is when you're supposed to be working the hardest. What kind of crack are you smoking, young man? And I'm not saying that to disrespect the saint. I'm saying that to wake him up. Because obviously people been playing nice and they ain't woke him up. He's sleepwalking around here like a goddamn zombie. But the thing that trips me out is how a female watches you thrive and doesn't add up in her mind that it takes time, effort, and work to thrive. And that's why I really want to remind you guys that they say, keep your eyes on the prize. She's not the prize. I promise you. And if you were to distract for a moment and focus on her, you're going to go broke. And the ironic thing is, once you go broke, she's not going to be interested in you anymore. Isn't that funny? So the things that they say they want and desire out of their mouth are not actually what they want and desire, for they don't even understand themselves. And most of the time, they surely don't understand the world. They don't understand their inner world. Certainly, they don't understand the outer world. That's because the world's been too kind to them. Get it. Shout out to Jundle. Peace to the saints to Anthony Tibbs. Solon comes right back. He writes, hello, Mr. Burden. I remember you said you ran multiple businesses. What was it like? What was it like? Also, what are the ups and downs of running multiple businesses? Well, one of the downs when you're young in terms of your business experience, when you're trying your best to make one business successful, is uncertainty, not knowing what's going to happen. And what I want to free all of you from is that if you have intelligence, work ethic, and you're persistent, you're going to win. So stop being uncertain, wondering what's going to happen. You must have faith. The best thing an entrepreneur can have is faith, and faith number one in yourself. And also you should have some spirituality that will help you along the way. I assure you, prayer will help get the job done. If you're an atheist or a non-believer, it's time to become a believer, because you're going to need that, because it takes a lot to start a business. And the funny thing is, half the time people aren't thankful. You start a business, you're giving out jobs. Someone is your employee. Now they can provide for their wife and kids. And sometimes they forget that you're the one taking all the risks so that they can get a paycheck every week. Because some of those weeks you might not get a paycheck, but you got to make payroll. So the ups are obvious. The ups are all of this that you see. The ups is this multi-million-dollar view that I have throughout the entire place. That's the ups. Those are the ups. That's the obvious part. You dig? The ups are abundantly clear. The ups are when you walk into an establishment and they say, "Hey, Mr. Burton, how are you doing?" And you're trying to figure out how the hell they know who you are. Those are the ups. The downs are the ones that we don't put on social media. I'm trying to figure out how I can really take you guys into my lifestyle so you can understand what this hustle is really about. So you can see me blacking out sometimes because I'm suffering exhaustion. You know, Bridget actually has some photos of me in China at a dinner, and they're having what's called hot pot, which is like a traditional Chinese thing. You all like cook communally. They're having loud conversation. I just got off of a bird in Shanghai, and I think I ended up in Hangzhou, and we had all these cities we had to go to meet, investors, look at buildings, things like this. And I was exhausted because as soon as I got off the plane, I went straight into meetings, then went to sleep for 4 hours, had to wake up ultra early, go to a different city, go back into meetings. I'm giving speeches, they're getting translated, and it's like a whirlwind. And the only time I had to sleep was as soon as we're waiting for the food. We ordered the food, we're waiting for the food, I'm out. You heard me? Outro. You don't get to see stuff like that. Nothing that I've gotten by accident. Maybe there's some people who are winning based on privilege, but what I can tell you is of the folks I know who are successful, they work hard, they work consistently. And for those who fail to work hard and work consistently, that money's going to disappear, I promise you. If you're a one-trick pony and you run out of tricks, it's over for you. People who know how to hustle and have the right mentality are not afraid of inflation. They're not afraid of anything because they know how to get up out of that mud. You heard me? Yeah. World Era writes, Mr. Burton, hope all is well. Things are beautiful. You dig? I mean, I'm on here talking greasy because I feel like $1 million. I was looking at some of the comments of people hating, and it made me feel motivated. You know what I'm saying? It made me feel like I got to keep talking this talk because the likes of this you've never seen before. You never seen before. And I know you never see it because when I'm out in places like, certain places in Dubai, I'm having suits made, I'm traveling around the world. There's only one of me. It's a bunch of old white guys, couple Jewish guys, maybe a few Arabs, and then there's me. I'm the only one. So no one's doing it like I do it, period. Yeah. So you say, I hope all is well. Things are lovely. I feel like I'm at the top of the world. And I want to encourage all of you guys to feel the same way. And I don't care if you're at the top of the world or not. Go ahead and sweat, walk around like your dick touched the water. And what I mean by that is when you sit down on the toilet, it hit the water. You heard me? You got the gigantic joint like your boy. So when you have that feeling and that ethic is power, you got to have the power inside of yourself because I promise you, there's going to be a tremendous number of haters. I was talking to a young lady recently, and last time I saw her, some cyber criminals had tried to hack some of my online businesses. And essentially they were doing card testing. So they stole a bunch of credit card numbers and they're trying to use my websites to do card testing. We were able to stop it. They cost me about 20 or so thousand. It's fine. These kind of things happen. But she was telling me, she's like, you work so hard, you have all of these challenges. And it occurred to me, I wouldn't say more money, more problems, but the fact is when you have more money and you're doing more things, you have more opportunity for success. You have more opportunity for challenge, right? That's the name of the game. But the key is your mentality. Yesterday, one of my bank accounts got frozen. And I call up the bank like, hey, man, what the hell is going on? Like, you froze all of my stuff? And they say, yeah, we thought there was some fraud going on. There's a large amount of money being transferred from here to there. And so we thought it might have been fraud. So we froze everything. Now, you might not have to suffer these kind of things because, you might not be transferring this amount of money. But the key is to always see the bright side. Most people will never have their account frozen because of that reason. Was it annoying? Absolutely. Did it slow down what I had to do that day? For sure. Did it cause some business challenges? Yes, because it took away my time. But I looked on the bright side and said, hey, this is a position I'm happy to be in. And what I want to remind you guys of is nothing is ever as sweet as it sounds. When they say it's lonely at the top, that's not true. At the top, everyone wants to be around you. It's not lonely at all. You heard me? You got chicks you met one time, somehow like researching and finding your IG so they could DM you. You got family members who don't even really mess with you. Now they mess with you. You got girls that you broke up with or curved, and now they want to pull a U-turn. You got ex-girlfriends who want to check on you, see what you've been doing since you dumped them. So it's not lonely at the top. It's crowded at the top, but it's crowded with fake people. And that's fine. But it's also crowded with very fascinating people. You're meeting people who are wildly accomplished, doing, things you could never even imagine doing. And you get to hear about what they're doing. You get to hang out with them. Those are your new friends. It's great at the top, but it also has challenges. That's just the nature of life. Challenge and success will be consistent as you go. So if you don't have control of your mind, then you're never going to be able to fully enjoy life, whether you're at the top of the income ladder or at the bottom. The last real Don writes, peace and saints, real wisdom. I love it. Work like you're broke. Oh, indeed. Oh, indeed. And that's what to keep you wealthy and don't run out of game. See, a lot of people are running out of game. And that's why I have my conferences. I said, I'm going to do another conference because after that last one, we didn't get to finish all the content I wanted to give. So that was one piece. And then the other piece is like, we can't have people running out of game because the key is you're never finished. Everything evolves. Look at the way people used to box 70 years ago. They'd be like this. And then all of a sudden they change to this. And then now they change into this. There's so many different ways a game evolves. Look at basketball players. They used to dribble like this. Then they crossing people up. Now they dunking from the free throw. Now they shooting three-pointers from 4 feet behind the three-point line. The games evolve. Every game evolves. The money game, athletics, women, it all has to evolve. You run out of game, you're going to run out of money. That's why we have the conference. Bring like minds together to brainstorm on staying successful. Osmosis writes, peace to the saints. I definitely am more aware of not aware people with poverty mentality, but casually positioning themselves around me, hustle mania. Oh, indeed, man. You're going to have a lot of broke women, broke dudes trying to come around you. And I kid you not, when I'm in certain places where like I have a little bit of juice, if broke people are lingering around me, like if somebody hollered peace to the saints, it's all love, come through, let's chop it up. Especially if you're a member, I want to spend a little bit of time, and show you some love because I believe in showing love to those who show love to you. But if you're a stranger and you broke, you just lingering around me, I might call the staff over like, hey, get this guy the fuck away from me, man. I don't want this motherfucker by me. Broke motherfucker, get him out of here. Yeah, I really do that because I don't want that energy around me. Akeem writes, peace to the saints tuition. Them window shopping type of people. You dig? He's like, yo, we can't be window shopping out here. Let's live life to the max. We can't live life from the stands. Let's get on the field. Don't be in the stands trying to live life. Rob writes, big homie, you ain't never lied. When you say women don't understand the hustle, they love leisure. Oh, they love leisure. The spa, getting their nails done, getting their hair done. When they're doing those activities, they're sitting and relaxing. They're really good at that. That's why you got to have a P to work them. Yes, he writes, how do I get my main chick to stop with the wigs? Knowledge is number one. If you can bless her with some knowledge and she actually accepts it over time, she'll make the adjustment because she'll begin to see herself. You see, when people have ignorance, it is a type of blindness. When you bless her with knowledge, you will give her light and you will give her sight. Then she becomes able to see. There's a young lady right now that I care about she bleaches her hair blonde, white girl, bleaches her hair blonde. And I think that over time, either she's going to keep a fresh bleach on so that it's like perfectly maintained, or she's going to wear a natural hair color because we just really want to make sure that we're executing with high standards in whatever it is we do. And we want to share that with the people around us. And it's going to be removing that blindness through knowledge. And if she accepts knowledge and she doesn't act upon it, that lets you know her nature. And that's a woman that you probably want to marginalize in your life. And same thing to us. We always have to be seekers of knowledge and be a hearer of good words, because none of us are perfect. We are all human beings. Aaron writes, peace to the saints, listening while getting the jump rope in. You did. Let's get it. I already got mine in earlier today. And you know what? Every now and then you just got to feel yourself. Young lady told me, she says, I can do 5 pull-ups. I said, you can't do 5 pull-ups. And I don't mean to doubt you, but I'm just keeping it real out here. I said, I know you can't do 5 pull-ups because half these dudes can't do 5 pull-ups, but I'm going to the gym. Why don't you come with me? So we go to the gym. We get in there. She starts trying to use her legs to kick up the momentum to do the pull-ups. I was like, see, love, that's not a pull-up. And then there was a guy doing pull-ups on the other side at the same time. She was like, look at him. I was like, exactly. He looks like a sucker. I was like, when you do a pull-up, your body is dead weight. You pull it all the way up and you drop all the way down. Your body should be in a straight fashion, dead weight. This is all upper body, shoulders, back, traps, arms. This is dead weight. So if you're going to do it right. Much better to do one perfect pull-up than 5 that don't get anything done. You're not tearing up the muscles. You're not doing anything. You're using your legs. And that's a metaphor how most people live life. They're cheating, but they don't realize they're cheating themselves. They're not cheating anybody but themselves. Keyshawn writes, Peace of the Saints. Hello, Mr. Burton. I graduate in May 2023, BS in computer science. Do you have any tips on staying motivated during these last difficult semesters? Yeah. Let me give you some wisdom from a gentleman who is in advance of your age. You are in the easiest part of your life unless you become successful. And by successful, I mean like you have a good amount of money. You're a real boss. You got a lot of passive income. That's success. You got free time if you choose to take it. And you have flexibility. You have control. That's success. Takes time to stack that up. You are about to go through hell on earth after you graduate. So you better realize this is the easiest part of your life. School, easy. Let me tell you why. You're a student. You're insulated from the economy. You can get government loans for your schooling irrespective of a down or up economy. When you're in school, you don't have to worry about the job market. You don't have to worry about getting laid off, cut, fired, money reduced, your position changing from remote to having to drive to the office, commuting, none of that. School is a protected place. You're going to take an examination, which is something that you studied for. There will be no surprises on the examination. School is easy. Real life has surprises, things you cannot predict. So this is the easiest part of your life. I hope your parents remind you of that, because I'm damn sure going to let my kids know, if you screw up in school, you dumb, and you're lazy, because school is easy. Mostly you don't need brains, you need diligence, which is different than brains. But if you screw up school, you're going to screw up real life. In all likelihood, because school is easy as hell. Real life is unpredictable as hell. So that's my motivation for you. This is the easy part. You take a test based on things you already studied and were warned about. Life has surprises that can be cruel. Emil writes, you gave me employment advice months ago, and I've gotten a better opportunity as a result of your advice. Thank you, and peace to the saints. Peace to the saints. I appreciate that. I'm happy to see you prosperous, and thank you for paying that back to me. That does mean a lot to me. I love to see men pay what they owe in general because it makes you stronger. And I appreciate that we rise up together. Jojo, thoughts, comes in with the tuition. Thank you very much. Dylan says, get the likes up, saints. Indeed. And I want you guys to know, I don't ever give you the easy road. I give you the real road. Let me tell you some very mean stories of things I've done to force people to do the right thing, whether they want to do the right thing or not. And there have been many times Bridget said, Marquette, that is ruthless. Don't do that. And I said, it's ruthless, but if they are righteous, they can understand why I must do it. You dig? There was a time one of the saints had wanted to produce Peppermint Pimp, a soap. I kept telling them, you're doing it too slowly. This is not how you do business. Business is competitive. You must race out, put out an MVP, minimal viable product. And I want them to be successful. These saints in particular, I love very much. And they were moving slowly. I said, I'm going to steal your idea if you don't do it. If you don't do it, I'm going to steal it. Because that's what happens in the real world. It's a competitive marketplace. I'm going to steal it. They're taking a long time. They're trying to make their own soap. I was like, you don't need to make your own soap. It's Peppermint Pimp. People are not buying the soap. They're buying the packaging. That's the interesting part of the product. The soap doesn't matter. Buy some peppermint soap, pour it in the bottle, and put it out on the market. You need to get through the whole cycle of entrepreneurship, which is ideation, prototyping, product development, marketing, sales, customer service. You need to do all of those parts. We need to get through it. God damn it, we're not getting younger. Let's be young and wealthy. We ain't got time to do all this stuff you're doing. You're moving slow. You're not acting like you really want to win. I need you motivated. I'm going to steal your idea. Don't think I'm playing. And I had to be a man of my word. So I steal the idea. I put it out. It didn't make me any goddamn money. I just did it to make them know that I'm serious. And they need to be serious about what they're doing. We're in a race. You can't pussyfoot around thinking money is going to fall out the sky. If you's a big booty hoe in a strip club, yeah, money might fall out the sky for you. But if you're a man, oh, it ain't about to fall out the sky, Saints. I promise you that. You're going to have to go snatch it. You're going to have to snatch it out the sky. You got to go get after it. And that's what I'm motivating him for. Another saying, he did a consultation. He had 2 products. One of the products, he said, Marquette, I want to do a sock. It has a black bottom. I think he's in the chat right now. That's why I want to talk about this. It has a black bottom, and then like the upper part is white. You know, you can see the white sock because you want a white sock in the black. The bottom is black so that it doesn't show the dirt, which is great. That's a great idea. It's already been thought of, though, and it's already on the market. So I told him, I was like, don't do this. You have another idea. Do that one, because that one is a little more uncommon. The idea with your sock, I could put that out on the market today. That lets you know there's something called low barrier to entry. You need a business that has high barrier to entry, meaning it's a little more difficult to do, so people can't put it out like that and compete with you and beat you by lowering their price or out marketing you. And so I put out the same thing. I was like, Bridget, I got to put this out on mdblabel.com. Go to mdblabel.com. You'll find socks that have a black bottom and a white top. And I told, and that's because I told the Saint, this is too easy to do. I can do this the same day. That's not a good product. That's why I always say stay away from merchandise, stay away from clothing. It's too easy to produce. And if you don't have a following like a celebrity or something like that, it's going to be hard to sell. Unless you have a very unique product. One of the Saints is creating extra thick athletic socks so you don't get blisters when you're working out. I think that's brilliant. I told him, hey, man, go forward with it. Get it done. I haven't heard back from him, and I told him I'll be your first customer. And you could ask a lot of people who are probably in the chat right now. They come out with a good product, I'll buy the product. Right now, I got 2 wallets. I got a wallet I made. I got a wallet that Marcos Hurtado made. You can get that wallet at www.thesasn.com. I'm not talking about my wallet. I'm talking about his wallet. I'm here trying to help you guys out. I'm trying to show you real love. But here's the thing. Real love doesn't lie to you. Real love doesn't baby you, especially if you're a man. Real love lets you know what you got to deal with. And one of the things I absolutely hate about my childhood is I was not told what the real world was. And that's what I'm here to make sure that you're prepared for. Monk Mode writes, my tech job keeps making me stay overtime. They pay well, but I'm 23 and I want to start a global war for freedom. How do I do this? A global war for freedom. Wow. Okay. In short, number one, you're going to need some money. So if I were you, I'd first figure out how I can become wealthy and successful. Business is a microcosm of many things. If you can be successful in business, which is the idea of adding value that others perceive, it lets you know that you know how to manage systems and groups of people. Be successful in business, then move on to the revolution after that. Christian writes, I've been in a rut for years. God damn, years, my boy? Don't even talk like that, bro. I don't even want to hear that. That's a long time. Nobody in a rut for years. Have you been in a rut, or you just been having the wrong thinking? He writes, smoking and going out. And nothing wrong with going out. There's a lot wrong with smoking. He writes, I've had no motivation to push my daily goals, even though I'm broke. That's fine. Some people are meant to be broke. How do I get back on track? Well, first you got to ask yourself, do you want to be on track? Not everybody wants to be on track. Not everyone wants to be a millionaire. Not everyone wants to be neat and well dressed. There's options out here. You know, you can live at the bottom. You can live at the top. Some people are comfortable at the bottom. You got to ask yourself, do you really want to be at the bottom? And if you do, step one is what you've done in the past is irrelevant. You're living life from today forward. Past don't matter. And one thing you could leave in the past is cigarettes, because it's self-destructive. Lets me know that you don't love yourself yet. And the 3-sentence Bible, be yourself. Be good to yourself and be good to good people. Focus on that. Number one, figure out, who am I? Am I a man who really wants to be successful? Number two, be good to yourself. Cigarettes, that's not good to myself. Focus on those 2 pieces. That'll get you on track. If you get obsessed with that, you got a goal, you got to get obsessed with it. I just set some new goals this month. I'm getting obsessed with them. And you're going to see that my work ethic that I'm applying to those goals is going to bleed into everything else. I got so much content that's going to be coming out for members. It's crazy. You heard me? You already see a lot of these new video clips going up. We put more people on payroll. I'm paying more of the Saints. I'm showing a lot of love out here. Some of this stuff ain't making money. Like yesterday, for example, only 13 people supported the podcast, right? So 13 people support the podcast with an average contribution of $6. 13 people, $6 is about $70 out the door, right? Then Google takes about 30% of that. So dust settles is about $40, right? I paid more than that to the guy who made the clips for the YouTube channel. Pay him a certain amount of money per clip. Paid him more than that. We got to pay for thumbnails. We got to pay for all kind of stuff. We got to pay for alcohol for the girls in the podcast. All kind of stuff. It's losing money. Those are things I'm eventually going to fix and change up. And if the market doesn't appreciate it, we're going to take it off the market. But I'm running at a high level right now, and I'm keeping all this in my head. Because as a businessman, every time I lose money, I'm aware that I lost money. You heard me? It's one thing to lose money and not know you're losing money. But me, I know it down to the penny what I lost. And one thing, if you follow me on Instagram or other platforms that are a little more social, I just saw a post that I had put up years ago, and I reposted it. And what it said was, I was walking behind a woman who appeared to be homeless. And I saw some change fall out of her pocket, a significant amount. I was like, hey, love you didn't hear that change fall out of your pocket? And she turns back, she says, okay. I stopped, got down on one knee, and picked up every goddamn penny that she had dropped. Every bit of it. Every bit of it. Now, that'll teach you something. You got a person who looks homeless, a millionaire's walking behind him and gets on his goddamn knees to pick up the change. And I'm still like that. Yes, I am. And in this place, I take the paper, the toilet paper every single goddamn day, because I got three bathrooms in here, and they put 2 pieces of toilet paper in each one every day, and I take it every day. I don't even need it. I can afford it, but I still take it. Because I'm living thrifty, and I'm a die thrifty. You dig? It's a mentality. And it lets me know when I see people who are not paying attention to the pennies, they'll never be able to add up pennies to dollars. You got pennies to dollars, dollars to tens of thousands to millions. Yes, you can if you want to, if you're really serious about it. But the reason I collect the toilet paper is to keep myself serious. I remember one time I was out with a good friend of mine. We went to Berkeley together, very industrious gentleman. He took a degree in computer science as well. Similarly, we both founded tech companies. He was in advance of me. He taught me a lot about the tech game, and I took it, and I also observed. And one time we were out having dinner in San Francisco. And mind you, the people who are watching this right now, these are the real hustlers. People who drop off of this message right now, these are people who are going to die broke, and that's fine. But anyways, when we were in San Francisco, I'd ordered orange juice. And I remember him remarking that the markup on the orange juice was too high for him to buy it. And I was like, God damn. And the man's a millionaire, right? This is before I was a millionaire. He was a millionaire at the time. I wasn't. I'm ordering orange juice. That was like $8. And he was like, the markup's too high on that orange juice. I could buy 3 gallons of orange juice for that price. I was kind of wondering, like, damn, my boy, what grocery store you go to? But the point is that he was paying attention. He was staying awake. And that's how you win. Ricardo writes, thank you for the continuous real talk and motivation. I hope to be the CISO of the SaaS in one day. Let it be done. Karis writes, Peppermint Pimp was fire. It will be missed. Oh, indeed. Aaron Brown writes, Marquette, how do you thrive and accelerate business during a recession? You do it the same way you do when there's not a recession. A recession is a psychological disposition that's shared among the masses. A recession doesn't mean you can't make money. It means that you have to make money in different ways than you did before. That's what it means. So in some cases, you carry on with great business practices. In other cases, you change businesses or you change how you do business. For example, luxury brands are going to suffer during a recession. No one's trying to buy Hermes bags for $30,000. No one's trying to buy a Chanel bag for $13,000 during a recession. So, the people who can really afford it, they're going to keep buying it because it's nothing to them. These strippers who might like get a good hit one night and then they go buy a Chanel bag, they're not going to buy it. So Chanel's going to suffer a little bit. But a real hustler like myself is saying, okay, I can make money in a down economy because I'm going to take what's called a short position against the luxury brands. And when the stock plummets, I'm going to make money as it's going down. Then I'm going to close my short position and then take that liquid capital and purchase the stock when it's at a bottom. And then when it rises back up, I'll make money on the way up. At the end of the day, you don't run out of money if you don't run out of game and hustle. And that's why this next conference, one of the major topics is exactly what you're asking me. How do you make money or how do you maintain money during this economy? Remember, capitalism is cyclical, which means it's in a cycle. These things are going to happen every certain number of years. There's going to be a boom and a bust. Boom, economy's booming. Bust, things seem like they're going awry. But it's never really going awry. There's always some hustler somewhere making a serious bad every time. Because use your brains, my boy. Does money disappear or does it get reallocated? Does wealth disappear? Does it leave this person and go to this person? It does not disappear. It reappears in the pockets of other people, or it gets concentrated, taken out of the middle class pocket, concentrated more toward the top. Huh? Come on now. Come on now. He said, got high energy today. He off that green smoothie vibe. Bro, I'm high on life right now, man. I saw the haters was hating, and I see that they follow me. You heard me? The haters are subscribed to a boss and still hate on the boss. And it had me motivated because I said I live such a high level life that they can't help but watch it. So I said, let me go and talk my talk. You heard me? So that the ones who really want to win can hear it. When they see the big homie on here and they see that the MDB label hat, this was a limited edition. You can't even get anymore. That's why I tell you to get it while it's hot. Think I'm playing. But you see the MDB label hat looking good with the gold watch, one of one, none before none to come. And I'm looking this good. I say I got to share this with the world. You heard me? Yeah. Talk to these people, man. Yeah. And the funny thing too, and I want you guys to understand success, the big dog, the alpha, the leader of the clan, whoever the big dog is, you have to deal with a lot of enemies on the outside of your gates. You might call them haters. They might even be friends or family, frenemies, right? But sometimes you even have to deal with haters within your midst. Sometimes your woman has a level of evil within her that you got to keep tempered. Sometimes you might build an organization like the Assassin and people trying to take your spot. You heard me? You put them on with a little bit of game. Now they think they could be you. You know what I'm saying? They trying to move you out the way, take your spot. Or you try to feed people and they get too hungry. You know what I'm saying? You try to feed people and then they want a greater percentage, even though what you're doing for them is a big favor. And what you realize is, hey, I don't have to do anything for anybody. So you take it back, as you should. As you should. But what I want you guys to know is that when you're at the top, you got to be sharp. And you will not stay at the top unless you remain sharp, period. And that's one thing we have to admire about Floyd Mayweather. Man works like a dog. And he did that consistently every day for tens of years. It's a mentality. He said, this is a lifestyle. A lifestyle. I live like a fighter. Haven writes, peace to the saints, just paying my tuition. Nick and I were just working on that boxing this morning. Me too, man. And I was doing it with the custom Saint Center gloves. You dig? Shout out to the youngin' who helped produce them. I need them more focused, though. He writes, another session tomorrow. Stay focused, saints, health and wealth. You dig? Health, wealth, and relationships. That's the whole piece. We talk about relationships. He was there with Nick, one of the saints. You dig? That's relationships. Yes, sir. He says, Marquette is the ancestors. Man, I'm telling you, bro. Yeah. Jerry writes, peace of the saints. What must be sacrificed to learn and obtain game, i.e. the game is to be sold, not told. Oh, indeed. And I give out a tremendous amount of game for free. And it's really a pity because the thing that boggles my mind is people will watch and they don't click the like button. And then they never send tuition. I'm like, damn, if you actually were paying attention to all the things I've said for free, you would have increased your income significantly. And you hear people say it all the time. Now, these are mostly the members because these are guys who know how to invest in themselves. But it makes me wonder, like, damn. And I was just telling a shorty, because what you might not realize when you're watching Saint City podcast might be 5 girls on the show. There's another 5 girls just kicking it. You heard me? There's another 5 girls just there doing whatever we ask them to do, hanging out, having a good time. And, one of the shorties was like, man, this studio is crazy. She was like, you guys got 7 cameras in here, all the lights, there's so many cords everywhere. I was like, yeah, shorty. And she was like, when you make your music, because when we were leaving, she was like, hey, play some of your music. I was like, for sure. I kind of like that she requested, you dig? So I put on some of my music. She was like, do you go to like a studio, like to record? Where do you record your music at? I recorded at the house. I was like, these mics that we're using, these are $500 or better mics. Like these mics, each one is $500 or more. So I can use my mics that I have at the studio that I have at the house. And I say that to say this. You're looking at the studio where we do Saint City podcast, we got like 7 mics. Nothing less than $500 a pop. Headphones, $200 a pop. 7 cameras, $1,000 a pop. Lights. Come on, man. Like people aren't realizing the investment. And I just trip out like, damn, you watch and you don't send $2. But that's the nature of humankind. That's why there's hierarchy. Some people pay what they owe. They have higher levels of gratitude. And they're going to have higher levels of joy in life because gratitude is a positive emotion. You feel good when you give something. When I would go to church and I pay my 10%, I feel like I did the responsible thing because when I'm sitting in the church, I realized the lights are not on for free. The preacher can't come here every weekend and give this speech as though he ain't got nothing else to do in his life. The pews that I'm sitting on are not here out of thin air. That's the difference between a man, a child, and a woman. A woman gets free dinner all the time. A child gets free stuff all the time. The man is the one paying for it. And that's what you have to realize. That's why I always say pay what you owe. That's a spiritual practice. That should be a religious law. You dig? So yeah. Now when you say what has to be sacrificed, not only sometimes you got to pay to get you a little bit of gain, you also have to sacrifice pride because it's going to come with experience. You dig? You got to go out in the field. You got to take some L's. In fact, one of the things I pride myself on, aside from being good at winning, I love winning. I'm great at winning. I'm also great at taking L's. You heard me? I know how to manage a loss. And that's one thing about boxing. I love it as a metaphor because, yeah, you got to know how to hit. You got to know how to throw a punch. You also got to know how to take a punch. You heard me? You got to know how to take the punch and take it the right way and recover from it. So you got to know how to take your L's because the L's are going to come. There's no way in hell you're going to play in the game and not take a loss in the game. Oh, there's going to be some losses in the game. But here's the thing. If you keep it player, oh, man, you're going to live a high-quality life. My life is so damn high quality, these hoes don't even think I work. Some of these hoes be like, look, I had a young lady had DM me recently. Shout out to Screeches in Italy. Shout out to Kevin in Italy, you dig? The Saints had the backpack briefcase on looking good as hell. And one of my European chicks, you dig? She's in Moldova. Beautiful young lady. Hustler too. She DMs me and says, hey, Marquette, I used to work in fashion and I love this bag that you had. I didn't know you made the bag. This is a gorgeous bag. You make this bag? And I'm just like tripped out like, damn, like, yeah, I make the bag. Like, I got so many products and so many businesses running simultaneously. They don't even realize it. It's invisible when you do it well. When you don't break a sweat, it's a beautiful thing. And that's what I want you guys to understand is that there's a whole machine going, man. Whole machine. And I can't do it by myself, but I work goddamn hard. Don't doubt me on that one. Yeah. Somebody got to live at the top. Somebody got to live at the bottom. Why not you at the top? Monk Mo writes, have you ever talked about Andrew Tate? No. Writes, he's a high-level person as well, I hear, but not in incredible businesses. Understood. Tony writes, how many hours should a man work a week? That's up to you, and it depends on what you want. I work till I can't work. I work till I don't feel like I can work anymore. Because remember, I start from the basis of I enjoy the work. I start from the basis of knowing that the more I work, the more my name matters in the world. The more I work, the more I can enjoy luxury. The more I work, the more I don't have to deal with certain types of problems. The more I work, the more power and influence I have. So I enjoy the work, which is the process. I also enjoy the outcome, which is the fruit of the labor. And so I'm already calibrated to go hard. So once I work till I can't work, then I do other things. Like this right here, I don't even consider work because I'm mostly losing money when I do this. You see, like Saint City Podcast yesterday, we lost hella money. That's not even work. To me, that's rest and relaxation. That's downtime. So I say that to say this, if you're working 40 hours a week, that's what everybody else is working. That's average. So if you work the amount of time that average people work, you will have average outcomes. Not saying that you want to spend a lot of your time toiling, but what I am saying is the time that you do spend working, you should invest it into things that are going to set a foundation for you. Lennon sends in tuition. Truly appreciate that, Saint. Rob writes, big homie, I quit my 6-figure job and I do have savings to hold afloat. Should I get another job to have cash coming in while I start a business? Absolutely, you should. That was one of my problems that caused me tremendous pain as I stopped earning an income too soon before my business was profitable. If your business is not profitable, you should still have a job. The rule of thumb is that you want to quit your job when your business has so much work for you to do that you got to quit your job. And usually that's going to be when your business is making money. Also, if you can maximize your efforts by employing people who work at a lower income than you work. Like, for example, my hourly rate is about $800 an hour, right? It's really easy for me to find people who are competent who will work for less than $800 an hour. So I always ask myself, and mostly Bridget helps me out with this kind of thinking. If I start doing something, she's like, Marquette, why are you doing that? Pay somebody to do it. Every now and then I get carried away. Like at one of my houses, I had installed the lights. I just like to do stuff every now and then. But Bridget was like, Marquette, what are you doing? You can have somebody do that for like $100. Why would you waste your time doing that? Pay somebody to do it. And that's accurate thinking for a businessman. Michael writes, peace to the saints, peace to the saints. Shout out to the real men going by their name. Damien writes, peace to the saints tuition, appreciate that. Joe Lacudo writes, tuition, peace to the saints, appreciate that. Lennon comes right back. He writes, peace to the saints. How do you identify value within a female when both of you are college students and mostly focused on school? That's a very good question. Number one, I would expect that she's outperforming me in school because women I expect to be studious and diligent, and they're great at following directions. If she has reasonable intelligence and she's diligent, she should be getting a 4.0. That's one way you can identify value. Further, you should be looking at what does she do for you? How does she serve you? Because some women, they don't really, they're about themselves, and that's not the woman you want. For example, when you sit down to start studying and you're drinking from your water bottle, when she sees that it's empty, does she get up and take it to the water fountain and fill it back up? Who we are come in those small things. Last night I was with a young lady. We had went out to eat. Last night we had went out to eat, and then after we were leaving the restaurant, she said, "Oh, did you want me to put something on the check, or can I pay the tip, or do you want me to cash app you?" And I was like, I don't find that to be sincere, because if you were sincere, you would have made that offer when the check was there. So I was like, I don't find you to be sincere, so don't waste my time. You see, they just let you know who they are. You learn people through their behaviors. Baller alert. Shout out to the ballers. Shout out to those who are prospering and have an abundance mentality. Let none of you ever have a mentality of lack. I don't care if I have a quarter in my pocket, I'm still a millionaire. I don't care if I have $1 to my name, I'm still a millionaire. I don't care what anybody thinks or says, I'm still a millionaire. Corey writes, first baller alert. Oh, shout out. Hey, Eric, show that man some respect in the chat. It's his first baller alert. You dig? He writes, truly admire you, Marquette. Much respect. Excited for the upcoming conference, Peace and Saints Tuition. Me too. It's going to be a great time. And last night, there was a woman who came on. Her son watches the content, and she just finished up maybe it was a certificate or a degree in the software field. And she had asked me how to get her started. That meant so much to me. That a mature woman would ask my advice on success. It meant a lot because I know her son is doing the good thing, and I know her and her son have a good relationship, and that means a lot to me. And the fact that she would put her faith in me to give her good guidance. So, it was just really warming. I want to see all of you guys successful. I really do. Dylan writes, peace of the saints. What's your take on the main chick / side chick dynamic? Wouldn't having a main chick discourage the side chicks from aspiring for a better positioning with you? No. People are competitive. If they see something that they want, they're going to compete for it. I promise you with that one, bruh. He writes, curious on your take. In fact, when a P has a stable, the stable is going to be more stable when you got chicks competing against each other. You dig? The stable is least stable when you got one female in it. You dig? Because when there's 2, 4, 6 of them, they look around and they see you got options. They trying to be the best option. Huh? And if you got a chick who's a fall down chick and she doesn't want to compete to be the best, she never was going to win for you anyways. Dallas writes, those who appreciate will reciprocate. Real talk, spread the word on it. We say be good to good people. Thank you for the high level game always. Most will listen, few will take actions. Peace of the saints. Oh, you ain't never lied, bruh. I done given out so much game and then seen nothing come of it. But what I find to be very beautiful are those young men and women, and even mature men and women who talk to me. They say, Marquette, I'm going to be the best of those you have taught. I'm going to do the most. And I want to see it. You hear me? I want to see you guys compete with each other to build up the biggest bag, or to make the biggest positive impact, or to, do the most good in the world. I want to see it. Jason Paul, the Emperor of Miami, writes, you are going in. I need it all. I'm going Emperor mode. Peace to the saints. Peace to the saints. Good to see you. Young Lion over in Miami, you dig? And I hope them South Florida Saints are linking up and organizing, you dig? There's power in numbers. Baller alert. Enel writes, peace to the saints. The black box is a classic. Would love to see it on the big screen. We got to make that happen because, a lot of folks don't read. And, for those who don't read, you can get it on audiobook at www.marquettism.com, marquettism.com. But yes, I took out a lot of time to write that book. I'm also writing a new book right now, and even linking with a number of the saints to get them involved in that process. And this book will be quite different and quite radical. I think you'll enjoy it. But thank you so much for sharing that, and also for the baller alert. Peace of the saints. Shout out to those men who are prosperous. Subadai writes, peace to the saints. Been a little minute, young man. Good to see you. Irving writes, peace to the saints. Indeed. Where we at? A plus. And shout out to A. Can we all shout out A plus? Can everyone shout out A plus? Because the Saint is consistent. He's here every time. We mess around and add these up. He for sure got a baller alert. Peace to the Saints. I appreciate you, Marquette. Saints, the free game he giving y'all. Wow, invaluable. It's not comparable to the Patreon. Oh, true story. And we got more to come. And I'm also going to do a members only live. And I'm going to do it chopping up some game of one of my favorite Ps, real old school P. And what I like about him is that he diversified the game. You know, a lot of times some Ps, they only know how to pimp. You don't know enough. You heard me? And sometimes you got to take the pimping and apply it to a number of different things. As I said, you run out of game, you run out of money. Tony P writes, what miscellaneous task do you give to a woman for her to earn her stripes with you? I don't give them miscellaneous tasks. I give them meaningful tasks. Like there's a lot of things that I actually need done. You dig? Whether it's I need her to clean up something, or I need her to hire someone to clean up something, or I need her to call and change some reservations or make some reservations. Whatever I need done, that's pretty much what I'm asking them to do. You know, a young lady wanted a moment of my time yesterday. I was very busy, and so she had caught up with me. Now, with females, they always have 30-second conversation. That leads to being 30 minutes or 3 hours. So she starts talking, and her 30 seconds turns into much longer. I said, hey, I got to run. I got to get to this podcast. If you want to roll, you can roll with me, but you got to give up 4 hours of your day. So whatever you're about to do for the next 4 hours, you can't do. And if you roll it with me to the podcast, I'm going to need you working the soundboard or working the video. She's like, all right. So she showed up, boom, put her on the video. She actually did a phenomenal job. She really did a phenomenal job because I am very critical in general, and I got my eyes wide open, and I didn't see one mistake. So I'm very impressed. Kevin sends in the super sticker. Truly appreciate that, Saint. Victoria Babb, shout out to the Lady Saints. You dig? She writes, tuition, peace to the Saints. Thank you for the free game. Thank you for all you do. That means a lot, especially coming from the ladies. You dig? When a lady stick it to your mitts, you know that you're really doing something. You dig? Baller alert. Rob came through. Prosperous. And he's done it many times before. Shout out to him. He now had to join in the baller gang, and we should all strive to. You dig? Paying for the haters who are soaking in the game for free. You know what I'm saying? And I know the haters will never truly be able to apply the game, because to really apply game, you got to love the game. And when you love the game, you love watching the game. You love seeing other players in it. You love seeing them win. You really, it's a beautiful thing to you. You dig? Yeah. Man, and I love the game so much. There have been moments I went and shot my shot at a bad chick. You heard me? Shot ain't go in. I see my partner like, hey, bro, go shoot that shot at her, man. Somebody got to get her. If it ain't me, I need you to get her and tell me how it was, you dig? And while you backstroking her, tell her to shout out Marquette one time for the big homie, you dig? Because I love the game. I want to see people winning. It's enough for everybody. But at the end of the day, it's only the real players that's in the game, and they're going to be scoring them buckets. D-Money comes in with tuition. Truly appreciate that. A plus writes, Rob, a real one. Yes, indeed. You see, that's boss talk. That's boss to boss right there. It's a beautiful thing. Vic the Rican writes, peace to the Saints. Much respect from sunny Puerto Rico. I appreciate the game. Shout out to people in PR, you dig? Shout out to my ballers over there in Condado. Shout out to my people in Santurce. Couple nice spots over there that I like. And shout out to the hoopers and the boxers, because PR puts out some great fighters and some great hoopers. Little did you know. RRB writes, feeling down, but we're doing the work to get a piece of the Saints. And that's the key right there. You know, if you ever have a misstep or a setback, all that is an opportunity to double up and work twice as hard. That's all that is. Make sure that you are around the right people. Trap Wheeze writes, get the likes up. Y'all you feel me? You feel me? Tell me I'm not underappreciated here. I mean, the thing that trips me out, and I know that we're living in a strange world, Saints, and that's why we got to take it over and fix it. Because I'll show up with a PowerPoint, you heard me? And I give a 2-hour lecture with a PowerPoint presentation as though I'm in school and I'm about to be graded on this. You heard me? I'm giving a whole PowerPoint like I'm about to present it to my board of directors. And people act like I didn't take an hour to put together a PowerPoint to give you good information. And I'll talk to you for 2 hours without saying, and stuttering over words. Do it for 2 hours. And then people act like it ain't, like it's normal stuff. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Bag writes, love all your content. Don't use the word love. Love is a strong word. And I only say that because I want people to be accurate. Love you probably don't love it because I don't recognize your name. You appreciate it. Maybe you're entertained by it. Maybe it makes you laugh. Maybe it makes you think. But do you love it? Love? Remember, love. My mother loves me. She would kill for me and die for me. Love is strong. Let us be accurate. Vilkin writes, peace to the saints. Marquette, I watch a lot of your older videos and always get my question answered. So much game, it's hard for me to find a new question. And you know what? Sometimes you just watch the old videos and then you just take the game and you make sure that you're applying it. Because as human beings, sometimes we falter, right? There are things that I write down and reread it every day because you got to be fresh every day. You know what I'm saying? So that's the nature of being a human being. You got to have that refresher. The game got to be tight. It got to be sharp every day. Jay writes, that's how the Asians move. Be the first worker in, the last worker to leave. Oh, this man right here. Okay. I'm not going to necessarily sign off on it, but I'm not going to speak against it. But shout out to the Asians for having positive stereotypes. We can certainly agree that there are a lot of great things in Asian culture that we can learn from. For example, these chicks come in my house like, shorty, take your shoes off. We are not outdoors right now, baby girl. You dig? May I also acknowledge, I want to acknowledge Irving, who comes in by Cash App. Shout out to Mike Lamb. He was at one of the conferences. He writes, peace to the saints, salute Marquette. May I also acknowledge Wayne, comes in with a baller alert, writes, thanks for blessing us with endless game. Peace to the saints. May I also shout out Pete, who comes in very consistent with tuition, and you are appreciated. May I shout out Dalton, comes in, he writes, actionable information. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, I don't ever, if you ever wonder, why doesn't Marquette go live 3 times a day like some of these guys? Why doesn't Marquette go live 3 times a day for 4 hours each go like some of these guys? Because I don't talk to you unless I have something to say to you. I don't talk to you unless I have something to say to you. And apply that to life, please. A lot of guys say, hey, I'm interested in this young lady. One of my patrons said this recently. He sent me a DM. I sent him one back. Actually, I sent him 3 DMs back. But he said, hey, what do I say to this young lady? I want to maintain the relationship. She's leaving my college town. She's going to be away for a month. What do I say? If you don't have anything to say, shut the fuck up. It's okay to shut up sometimes. You heard me? It's okay. But hey, check this out. If you have big goals, bring her into that. You heard me? If you're trying to make $80,000 over the next 20 days and that's your goal, and you said it just because it's exciting, bring her into that. Talk about that. You know what I'm saying? If she can't engage a conversation about something relevant, she's a dumb broad and you don't need her in your life. And once you win, she's going to come back around any goddamn ways. You heard me? Some of these chicks ain't even in love with Marquette because Marquette's a worker. Marquette's a hustler. They in love with the lifestyle. They like to see they're in love not with the hustle, but with the fruit of the hustle. You know what I'm saying? They like the canary diamonds and the gold on gold, but they don't like what it took for me to get it. You heard me? And those are the chicks, I keep them on the outside. You heard me? I like the chick that could earn me one of these. I don't like the chick who wants to stare at one of these. I want the one who want to bring one of these home to daddy. You dig? Man, shout out to some trill women I got. There's one woman, I'm not going to speak up on her. You heard me? We was in the watch store one time. We in the watch store, and there's this one watch I like. I think it was going for $78,000. And she was like, you want me to get it for you? She was like, you deserve it. And every time we're anywhere, she's always like, you deserve it. And she mean it too. And I love to hear her say it. You know what I'm saying? Because I know she mean it. And I love the fact that whatever it is, she'll lay it down for me. If I say, yeah, give me 2 of them. She'll be like, okay, 1 for each wrist. Let's go. Bag them up. That's the kind of woman you need around you. Who believes in you. Who believes you deserve it. She love a hustler, boy. That's what you need in your life. Shout out to the haters, man. I'm doing it for the haters right now. I'm just enjoying myself right now. Shout out to Mackenzie. He writes, shout out to the big homie. And you know, one thing I appreciate about Mackenzie, we had the pleasure to spend some time at the conference. And I just love the saying is so sharp. There are a lot of people who, when you run a high level game, sometimes it's going over their head. They're not really catching up with it. And I like when people are, they're thinking 5 steps ahead. What I do with my enemies, I already got like 5 moves planned out. there's a lot of things that might happen to me that appear to be bad, and they might be bad things. But I already expected it, and I had a plan for it. You heard me? I got a plan A, B, C, D, and I'm running all these plays at the same time. Yeah, I'm out thinking them. Yeah. Yeah, and that's one thing I like about McKenzie. His game is tight. He's a thinker. Shout out to Esteban, who's a real one. He actually just copped the other version of this one that's still available, which is the black one with the gold MDB label. So shout out to him because he's a smart one. You did? Because that one might disappear from the website like a whole lot of other things do. Yes, indeed. May I also acknowledge Subadai, who just bossed up with his membership on marquettism.com. Dang, I actually meant to take that membership down. He got the executive level where you get a consultation every month. I need to just take out some time and get that taken down at some point. I just don't have time. But of course, you got the membership. I will honor yours. Tomoki comes in via Cash App. He writes tuition from Afex. Don't have to read. Oh, sorry about it. Hey, I appreciate you, Saint. Shout out to Dedrick and Dorian, both the twins. He writes Piece of the Saints tuition. And by the way, the hat that you made is pretty player. I got the sample. Let's have a conversation. I'm gonna we want to make sure you can put that out, make you a buck. May I acknowledge Elliot? He writes, just trying to be a good man. And you know what? That's an everyday effort. And when you are seeking to be a good man, a man of morals and integrity and excellence, it's not easy. Sometimes it takes some thinking to ask yourself what is truly right. And sometimes, you might have a woman around you, a good woman, but she can't tell you. One of my ladies, when I was telling her, I was like, you know what? They're not producing on Peppermint Pimp. I don't think they're going to understand business. I'm already making this easy for them. I need them to do it fast. Like, the speed is a critical part of this game. Just like in boxing, it's not about power. In boxing, we say speed kills. Speed kills, which means power is great. But if somebody's faster than you and they keep hitting you before you can hit them, it doesn't matter how hard you hit, because speed kills. And that's the same thing I was trying to teach these Saints. And I'm a true believer in learning by experience, right? If they say keep your hands up, that bloody nose will remind you. You hear me? That bloody nose will make you realize it. Like my nose, I'm a pretty motherfucker, man. I actually used to have a much slimmer nose. My nose is like this because of scar tissue from not keeping my hands up and not having properly calibrated reflexes. You dig? You got to learn the hard way. You won't forget. I got to go turn on all my AC units right now because it's getting a little bit toasty. I don't know if it's getting warmer in here. Probably not. It's just the game is hot. You did. Funny thing, I remember the first time I'd ever came in this particular spot, I had turned off my AC here, and I'm in the room, and I'm like, why in the hell is it still cold? But the room is so big, and the bathroom's so big, we got a whole nother AC unit over here. I'm just doing this for the haters. Don't mind me. So I'm going to turn that one on too. You dig? I might take a bath. I remember one time, I ordered pay-per-view, and I just sat in the bathtub and watched it right there. And I had two shorties just sit right there and hang out. We watching the fight. You dig? Big boss stuff. Yeah, we living like that. And shout out to the haters. I know they punching the air right now, man. The funny thing too, haters, if I went broke today and had to live the rest of my life in poverty, I've already done more things than you will ever do. It's a beautiful thing. I can't lose. Shout out to JVR. He writes, sends in tuition. Appreciate it. Jonathan Hernandez comes in with tuition, writes peace to the saints. Nick writes, I promise to spread the ism forever, peace to the saints. And I appreciate that because we're going to live in a better world once this ism gets out. You dig? He comes right back. He writes, shout out to that like button. Hit it. You dig? May I acknowledge Daniel. And Daniel, you know what? I'm so proud of Daniel, and I hope a lot of you guys, if you haven't had the chance to meet Daniel, I think Daniel's going to be at the next conference. So if you haven't had a chance to meet him, I want you to meet him because there are some people in life that I reflect on them as a point of strength, and he has so much resilience. I don't hear him ever complain, and he has a lot he could complain about. He never complains. Positive mentality, keeps hustling, keeps moving forward. And I want you to meet him because knowing people like that who have that reserve of strength, that's going to make you stronger. And that's one thing I appreciate about the conference. I get to meet you all get to meet me, but you also get to meet one another and see the quality of man we have in Assassin. And it's an amazing thing because you got guys who come from around the world, saints coming in from Italy, coming in from Mexico, coming in from throughout the United States, all these different places, men of different races, ethnicities, religions, guys coming in from Canada, all over. And they all have the same values, the same idea that they're great men, they're leaders, and they want to get to the next level, whatever it is for them. That's a room you want to be in. For those who haven't gotten their conference tickets, you'd be wise to do it now. Send $7.99 to the cash tag or to PayPal using the Friends method. And if you were at the last conference, I'm discounting it $100 because I want you to be able to keep coming if you so choose. So I'll discount you $100. So you'd be at $6.99. Shout out to Justin. He was also at the last conference. You dig? And he writes, "Peace to the saints, Stephen 8 p.m." And shout out to Justin. If you've been seeing those video clips and you've been enjoying them, do let me know. Give me some good feedback because he's been making them. They've been pretty funny. For the most part, I say like 80% of them I've really been liking. And I'll probably be throwing some more work your way, Justin. So, I love when I can push money back out to you guys. And we all want to grow. We all want to win. And remember, hey, we all in it together. And that's the key piece right there. We're all in it together. All right, let me catch back up. Tyree writes, "Peace to the saints. Just finished reading The Prince. Great book. Richest Man in Babylon is next." Oh, that's a fine book. And for those who are wondering about The Prince, it's a great book. It's not terribly clear as to how do you apply it to today and your affairs on earth today. Because of that, I actually did a multi-part review of The Prince. So if you're a member at patreon.com/thesaintinthecenter, it should be linked in the description, the membership. There's at least 6 videos, and I got notes that I uploaded for the members. So you're definitely going to want to check that out. It's a very beneficial. And if you're wondering, well, why is this book meaningful? Well, this is one of the most impactful books in book history. For example, you may have heard Tupac call himself Machiavelli, as he said. Well, The Prince is a book written by a guy named Niccolo Machiavelli. And you might have heard of a guy named Robert Greene, 48 Laws of Power, all this stuff. All that garbage he wrote is a knockoff of The Prince. He stole all this shit from The Prince. So if you're wondering, that's the foundational work. And that's the nature of this world, is people take good ideas and they recycle them. And I can't hate that. It's just business. It is what it is. CJ writes, "Peace to the saints. Looking forward to seeing you and the Assassin make history." Oh, we shall. In fact, we're already in the process. I mean, let that be known. Number one, there are no YouTubers who put on a conference and it actually has any meaning. There are no YouTubers who are locking down their city, and when you move around, you might see a group of people who are together only because that YouTuber introduced them to each other and they made meaningful relationships. You won't see that anywhere. We are already making history, but let us make it greater, brighter, and louder. Let us expand. Yes, let us reach the masses. Kelton writes, "Peace to the saints. Much respect to you, Mark. I truly appreciate that. The respect is mutual." Dimitri writes, "Big homie, thanks for the game. I love seeing Marquette in action. Talk that ism. I'm going to DM you the bathrobe designs. I want you to pick." Oh, man, bro, if you sent it right now, let me know. I'm going to go get my phone, man, because this is some real player stuff. We're going to have to go Hugh Hef on them. I'm ready, man, because as I say, my Playboy mansion looks like a sorority. But these hoes surely bore me. I don't text hoes. I have my old hoes text my new hoes for me. I'm too important. I move accordingly. Let's see. I'm Gretzky in this cold game. These haters no name. $4,000 floor seats. I ain't even gonna get into it. I ain't gonna get into it. I ain't gonna talk that talk. I ain't gonna boss up on them too bad. Shout out to the haters. I hope they still watching. Beast writes, "Big homie. As one who does back work every day, I need those Saint and Center boxing gloves ASAP." Man, I could dig it. I'm going to give the young boy a little bit of time, see if he can get this deal put together. Then we're going to have to move because they cold, man. They really cold. Yes, indeed. And it's really cool because I've been in the fight game for a while, and I've never seen anybody with two-tone boxing gloves. And if you actually pay attention to professional fighters, there are none who have their own gloves. Not Floyd Mayweather, not Devin Haney, not Tyson Fury, not Deontay Wilder. None of them have their own gloves. So it'll be quite an interesting offering to the market. Baller alert. Joshua writes, "Peace to the Saints tuition. Great energy on this live. Taking this with me to the gym." Yes, sir. Let's get this work. Derek, it's been a little while, right? Peace to the saints. I plan on starting a limousine business with myself being the first driver. Shout out. That's a beautiful thing. Do you have any tips for one to be able to acquire and convert high-level clients? Well, the first thing you want to ask yourself, Derek, is when you're starting something is different than when it's developed, right? So say you have a business and your vision is to serve celebrities and elite businessmen. Well, maybe to start your business, you might be using your celebrity with, your limousine with proms, homecomings, things like that. So you have to ask yourself, how do you tier up to get to the clientele you really want? That's step one. Can you go straight there, or do you need to tier up? So that's a research question for you. Afex writes, man, I got a girl in Poland, shout out, who always tells me she's proud of me when I tell her something I'm doing or a goal I accomplish. That feeling is amazing. Sometimes my own main doesn't even say that. I know, right? And the funny thing is sometimes, and I like to take a break because I like to be alone. You heard me? I will leave Shorty where Shorty is at. I want to be alone. And that's why half the time I'm in a 2-bedroom spot and you heard me? It's empty. It's empty, just me, because I like to be alone. You need to be alone to think and to be productive sometimes. And half the time I'll be knocked out at the desk. You know, I'm working, I done passed out, I wake up, just get back at it. You hear me? Both of the bedrooms empty. But yes, when people are around genius, they become numb to it. Yeah. Edward writes, peace of the saints. How do you get over wrongdoings and past deeds that continually gnaw at your inner peace? Will you let go? I recommend a book to you. It's called The Power of Now. That'll be a book that will help you let go of things that you no longer have control over, i.e. the past. It will also stop you from living in the future. It will firmly put you in the present, which is the most important place. Irvin writes, you cooking with gas with the game. True indeed. Lyndon writes, I would like to buy the product-based business footage. Are there any challenges if you are in another country and are products listed on other platforms as well from South Africa? So if you create a product, I would recommend that you sell it on your two types of local markets. Number one, if you have an analog to Craigslist, which is something where people can come pick up your product in person. And then secondly, whatever your most popular online retailer is there in South Africa. You're fortunate because South Africa, whether you're in between Joburg to Cape Town, has a thriving economy. So there are consumers for your product. So I think you'll be fine. And the principles of business work around the world. But remember that you don't want to duplicate businesses. You want to have a unique product. I remember when I was in Joburg, for example, there are certain places I would go touring. Like I went to, I was staying in Maboning and I went to I'm trying to remember this area. It's escaping me the name of it right now, but I go to this tourist area and I look at the salespeople and they're all selling the same trinkets to tourists. And I'm just like, well, why would I buy yours if they're selling the exact same one? Number one. And then number two, you're driving down the price because if you have the exact same item and you're both selling it in the same place, now I can negotiate. Whereas if only one of you was selling it, I couldn't negotiate at all. So there are certain things that I saw were absent in that tourist market. Like, for example, I didn't see any I Heart Joburg shirts. Americans like stuff like that. I Heart NY, I Heart LA. Americans like that. Nobody had that, probably because they didn't have the insight of a Westerner as to what kind of thing they buy or what kind of things we view as collectibles. But long story short, create a good differentiated product and you will be able to sell it. Baller alert. Justine writes, I have $1 billion idea that requires no investment. Okay. I also have a few products and inventions I'm working on. If I could ask you a few questions via email, I would be eternally grateful. Peace of the saints. Well, if you're a member, you can surely send me a couple questions through the member sites. Or if you're a member on Marquettism or the Assassin, shoot the email, say, hey, I'm a member on the Assassin. This is my email address, or this is my email address associated with my account. If it's a quick question, I'm happy to answer it. Or you can DM me on IG with the same story. Matthew Stevenson writes, every day I get better at executing the 3-sentence Bible. That's be yourself, be good to yourself, be good to good people. It's a beautiful feeling and such a strong foundation for my goals. Thank you, Marquette. And shout out to Matthew, actually. The gentleman has been hustling and getting better and better at product-based business as well. The product he's currently working on, if you don't mind me sharing, Matthew, is a DOP kit. And I actually have one of them myself. It's a great, nice little piece, especially for a guy like me who travels a lot. So I'm looking forward to to seeing him put that out on the market. And all the other products I'm sure he'll be bringing to the forefront. Justine is back. He writes bars. Indeed. Jerry writes, don't duplicate businesses. Yes, what I'm saying is like, don't sell products that are already being sold. You must have a differentiated product so that you have what's called a unique value add. And through your unique value add, you have the opportunity to set the price that you want to set. For example, I like gold watches. Here's a gold watch. And if you were like shopping for gold watches, you would actually be quite surprised to know that finding a gold on gold watch is not terribly easy. But then when you find a gold on gold watch, to find one with the canary diamonds in it is impossible. So if you are a person who likes canary diamonds, you have to buy my watch because no one else does it with canary diamonds. I know that for a fact. I happen to did a lot of watch shopping and research. Further, if you want a hat like this that is like gold in color and theme, you pretty much won't find any hats of that nature. So like you create products that are unique so that when people want something like it, they got to go to you. Dimitri, right? I sent to your Instagram. Okay, let's take a look then, Playboy. See what you got. And I also, I think I might have to go spit some game tonight. I'm kind of in that mood. Talk me a little talk, you dig? And to a lot of guys who are trying to get their 3 a day in, a major piece of that 3 a day is to have fun with it. I do it for fun, man. I collect chicks' contact info and I don't even hit them up, man. One, because I ain't got time. I forget. Every now and then, one up for whatever reason, if they're interesting or entertaining. But 9 out of 9, they end up getting curved because they're generally goofy. I want to tell you a story about this one goofy black chick I encountered recently. It's quite funny story. Hella thick, though. She thick enough to kill all of us. She mess around sitting on your face, you dead. Let's see. Let's check you out. Dimitri working on a Hugh Hef robe. You dig? See what we got. Bro, I don't see your message. What's your, is it, okay, I see it. You had a different name on IG. All right. Do you mind if I show the people? Let me know if you mind if I show the people, because it's always important to get feedback on products. Victoria writes, thank you for the reminder to stay focused and to stay ready for everything. Appreciate all you do. Getting my work in tonight in the kitchen. Shout out. That turned me on. You heard me? Especially if you're in there cooking Mexican food. I'm trying to get off this carne asada. I ain't lying. Listening to your wisdom keeps me focused. Very good to hear. Thank you. And Saints, I know you might see some bottles in the background. You might see some alcohol. It ain't for me. You dig? It's not for me. Matthew writes, no problem at all. I appreciate the words to the other saints. If one idea fails, just keep going back to the drawing board. That's excellent advice, Matthew, because if I can attribute my success to anything, it has been persistence, continuing on. Okay, for sure. All right, so I'm looking at these robes. Okay. So one is red and black. Okay. I like how you have like a little joint inside. I thought that was pretty cool. Oh shit. Okay, bruh. All right, so here's the two robes. There's the one on the upper part. So as far as the red and black one goes, I like that you got a little something on the inside of it. I think that's player. That's unexpected. The second one, it says the Hefner. I like that from a branding standpoint. That's cold. Did I tell you that? That sounds like something I would have said. If not, you player, because that's a great name for it. I like the sleeve. The sleeve is cool. I think you have to do a little bit more to them, though. They're kind of plain, and I think black is a strong color, but I don't think black is really going to pop the robe off in the right way, in my personal opinion. But I would buy either one of them. I ain't going to lie to you. I'll buy either one of them because you're making them. And I want to support you, and I don't have any cool robes like that personally. But I think we can improve the design. Yes, sir. Oh, by the way, shout out to Rob. We're working on some sneakers. We got some sneakers coming out that are pretty cold. I think you guys are going to enjoy them. Just got an email from Tyshawn, who's producing a Letterman jacket. And let's see. Okay. 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 Yeah, he got a Letterman jacket, red sleeves, black mane. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. I'll have to check back on these on this email. So do remind me, Tyshawn, if you're on here. P2 Wavy writes, I work door-to-door sales. Dang. Okay. Should I cut my dreads to look more professional, or are looks obsolete in sales? Shit. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you this. So when my ladies are at the house and somebody goes to the house and they don't answer the door, number one. And if I'm home, I'm the only one answering the door. So that's number one. But we got the video doorbell. You can see who's at the door. There was one time somebody sent me a screenshot like, hey, this dude with face tattoos was at the door. I don't know if he was selling something or not, but who would send a salesperson with face tattoos? No disrespect to anybody who has face tattoos, but that's the sentiment among, middle class or better woman who's at the house. So I say that to say to you, yes, your appearance matters, especially if you're going door-to-door sales. Further, people don't trust certain things. Like me, if I'm going to do a big deal with somebody, they got to look like money. If they don't look like money, I don't want to do the deal with them because I don't believe them. I don't believe they should do it. I don't believe they can get it done. I think they're going to screw it up. I need you to look like money. You dig? And there's a certain look to money. Now, me personally, if I had hair, might I get some dreads? For sure. Why not? But if your reputation precedes you, then the looks matter a lot less. My reputation precedes me. But if I'm doing door-to-door sales, would I wear dreads? Hell no. I'm about to get a clean cut, a clean shave. I'm trying to walk up to the door looking like a Jehovah's Witness. You heard me? I'm trying to walk up to the door looking like a Mormon. So yes, it matters for sure. I'd be lying to you if I said it didn't matter. And come on, man. And the funny thing, I also want you guys not to doubt yourself. Sometimes you guys know the answer. Do not act like you don't know the answer. You know what's right, do it. Sometimes you don't need me to tell you what the right thing is. You just need me to harass you into doing the right thing. And I try my best. I tell you, I try my best. I mean, there's sometimes people schedule a consultation with me and I see exactly what the issue is. And I will tell them so straightforward what their thing is that they need to do to get to the next level. And I say that whether they like to hear it or not, because I don't care if they come back to pay me for another consultation. And the way I'm looking at it is if I tell them the right thing and they actually change their behavior, improve their behavior, thereby improving their outcome, they're going to be wealthier. And then we can do even more business. And that's a good outcome. But I damn sure can't have you stand on the same level because it's not interesting to me to talk to the same person every month or every week who's on the same level. I need you upgrading. It's not fun for me to talk to you if you're not upgrading. ND writes, peace to the Saints tuition. Got a good workout in today with the Saint Haven. Yeah, I'm happy to hear it. I need to mess with y'all next time, man. Thank you for this game. I've grown immensely over the year thanks to you, Nick Davis. I appreciate that. That means a lot. And Nick, I'm very impressed with your work ethic, your timeliness, your ambition, your good heart. And you will go very far, very far. And you're around good guys, too. The gentlemen that I see you with in the Assassin, those are good men, honorable men. So not only will you achieve well, but you will enjoy well, and you'll have good men around you to enjoy the fruits of success, Giovanni writes, peace to the Saints. One more time, peace to the Saints. Introducing myself, I appreciate the ism, Saint, and truly believe in you and what you are building. I will be attending this upcoming conference by any means to show you and the rest of the Assassin I am serious. Well, I look forward to shaking your hand. Giovanni, that was one of the things that, we always start off these conferences. I shake every single person's hand. And, we spend good quality time together. We have a fun on the education side, also on the social side. It's a great thing to be a part of. And so I hope that this tradition carries on beyond all of us. See, shout out to Dimitri. You see, he's in here getting his product feedback. And a real hustler realizes there's some things that we like, and then there's some things that the market likes. It doesn't matter if, Marquette Devon Burton likes short shorts. If the market doesn't wear short shorts, if most men don't like wearing short shorts, we're not about to sell short shorts. You dig? You have to go with what pays. Don't go with what you like. That's not good business.
And if you're not doing good business, you should at least be aware. And the only time you want to do things that are not wise business decisions is when you got it like that, right? But still, that's not spiritually good. I don't even like doing that when I got it like that. You heard me? Keep your eyes on the prize. You got to be out for the guap. Harvey writes, be a pleasant encounter, like a cool breeze on a hot day. So much so that when you leave, your presence is missed. Become a respite from a world of wickedness. Mark Baumberg, I appreciate that. And that's a real one. Indeed. Yeah, that's a very meaningful quotation, which suggests that you have to, one, always present yourself well. In the Creed of the Assassin, we say to show the best of who you are. Always do that. And when you do, people are going to remember you, and they're going to feel enhanced when they're in your presence because you have that about you. You have something that they probably want. Self-Proclaimed writes, I just finished The Black Box, and it was amazing and inspiring. Will there be another continuation of The Black Box? I think I'll probably write a second biographical work, but it'll probably be closer to my deathbed because, there's going to be some, I guess that'd probably be too long of a book. I probably should do another one. I might. I don't know when, but the book I'm working on right now is called The Near Future. It's called Near Future, and it'll be a funny one, and it'll probably get banned. So when it comes out, you better buy it on Amazon quick before they kick it off Amazon, because it's going to be a unique work. Let me say that. If you haven't bought The Black Box, you will enjoy it. You can get it on Amazon. That one will not get banned because it's a biographical work that is written to inspire you. You can also get a low-cost copy at marquettb.com. Osmosis is very consistent, comes in with tuition. You are an appreciated saint. Irving writes, I have been on a lone wolf walk for a while. I had to separate myself from broke people. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. And the weak-minded. Oh, indeed. How do I find people with like minds? Come to the conference. Step one. In fact, a lot of the saints that I was just referencing, they met at the conference. Nick, Joshua, Haven, these are guys that go to the conference, met at the conference, and still get together to this day. There's a lot of the saints in the Bay Area who get together regularly. So, if you're a member, if you're in the Discord, that's one place people communicate and connect. If you're at the conferences, you'll definitely be able to meet people in person and build those bonds. You got to do something differently, though, right? That's the key. The Level Up Podcast for Men writes, peace to the saints. I know it's been a while, but I've been working hard on my new business venture. Are done checking in. Peace, rest in Cash App. Appreciate you. And that's why it's just in the rest in Cash App, because we don't want Google making another penny, because they are surely suppressing my channel. I mean, people who subscribe don't even get notifications. So if you do subscribe and you haven't clicked the notification bell, I advise you to do that right now. That'll let you know when I go live, because as you probably observed, I don't go live on a regular schedule unless we're talking about the Saint City podcast, which is every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, at least for the time being. People didn't really support last time, so who knows? But for the time being, that's when it is. Dedrick writes, I was saying maybe have the color be all red and black accents. See, now you getting somewhere. That's good feedback. That's good feedback. Very good. I like that. And also, when you're doing design for clothing, words, you generally want to stay away from words. Notice, no words. Shirt, blank. Pants, blank. The shoes, oh, these are cold too. Shout out to the saint who's working on these bad boys. These are cold. You dig? Blank. But the key is the simplicity, and the nice thing about things that are simple is it's easier to match. It's easier to match up with things that are solid. And then in terms of words don't look great unless you're wearing a graphic tee. So, just a couple little pieces of game. Shout out to the saint who came, Robert Dunn, came through with the rest on Cash App. Appreciate it. Yeah, bruh, I'm telling you, they cold, man. They cold. And the beautiful thing about it is once you get a pair of these, ain't nobody else got anything like this. You know what I'm saying? And it's great too, because I like luxury, but I also like durability.
And the way we design a lot of these pieces is that I've spent thousands on velvet slippers, right? And what they usually happen is you're going to get wrinkling on the velvet right here. So we put in the canvas or the tweed material so that you don't get the wrinkling of the velvet. You heard me? And not only did it prevent that unsightly wrinkling on the above the toe box, it also adds a nice aesthetic that makes it the most unique slipper on the market. So it's super cold. I'm gonna give that Saint another month or two to put these out, man. If he don't do it, I might have to hop on it again. I'm trying to keep everybody under the fire. You dig? We ain't gonna live forever. Some people playing like we are. Yeah, it's Wade. Yes, shout out to Wade. Yes, indeed. When these come out, I might even cop another pair. You dig? Yes, sir. And you see, the reason Esteban knows Wade's name is because they're both at the conference. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the key, is building those relationships, making your name known, learning the names of other great men and collaborating, teaching each other. That's what life is about. So shout out to both Esteban and Wade. You dig? Bill writes, "What was life like when you lived in Philly?" It was cool, man. I was I was running through shorties like a track meet. You heard me? I think there's only one shorty in Philly that I didn't catch slipping. There's this one Puerto Rican chick. She's a little bit flaky, but beyond that, I was having a good time in Philly, boy. And Philly people are really cool too. And I enjoyed the nightlife as well. Some good salsa dancing out there. You know, the clubs are jumping real nice. And I find Philly cats to be really cool people. Philly cats and Baltimore cats. Like, I moved through a lot of neighborhoods, a lot of gutter spots, man. And those are two where I felt like people really embraced me, you know, moving through their neighborhood. You know, it was all love. So shout out to Philly. Shout out to Baltimore. And also, I love the Philly hip hop scene. You dig? So a lot of those cats I had the pleasure of meeting. And I'm a big fan of Philly rap. Like, even when you go way back, like, shout out to cats like Reed Dallas. It's like, when they come to Philly, I'm moving up to the Senate. When it come to Philly, I'm moving up to the center. Reed, like, they got that bounce to their rap. I like that. But Meek Mills is whack. Side note, I'm sorry, just had to. I had to. And he just be yelling. Like, why is Meek Mills yelling like that? Somebody stop him. Oh man, shout out to Ronaldo. Comes in with tuition. Appreciate that, Saint. Well, Saints, it's been a true pleasure to have this time to fellowship with you. Indeed, what's up? I'll give you guys a little bit of time to send in your thoughts, questions, comments as we wind down. Shout out to Kevin, comes in with tuition, writes, "Peace to the Saints. Good to hear from you." 215, stand up. Oh, and of course, you know, Pat's and Geno's got the good Philly cheesesteaks for the tourists. You did? You know. Yeah, I was really out in Philly, man. I got Philly stories I can't tell, but shout out to the real hustlers. They know what it is. You know, when you ever hear of a cat like me that could name streets and neighborhoods in like 13 different hoods, you know, like, I'm certified. You dig? That's why I wrote the second black box, because the things I did you wouldn't believe. You dig? But I got to plead the fifth. That's why I can't write it right now. Anyway, Saints, it has been truly a pleasure to have this time to kick a little bit of game, you know, share the feelings, you know, good feelings that I got, and also just to, you know, rub these haters' face in the dirt one more time. You know, you just got to take joy in things. And I wanted to say that because you could get mad at haters or you could enjoy haters. You know, everything in life, you can always take a benefit out of it, and it's your choice. You know, so it's my choice to say, you know, I could get mad at the haters, or I could just give them more things to hate on. You feel me? And so I choose to give them more things to hate on. Like, I choose to say, like, look, haters, I'm so baller that this pillow right here, haters, I think that pillow's out of your price range, haters. You know, I just came on here to talk greasy to the haters, low key, because I'm trying to enjoy it. Because I say, all right,
There's certain things that success brings. It also brings haters. If they're getting me mad, they win. So I'd rather enjoy them. And I want you guys to look at everything the same way, which is asking yourself, how can I enjoy this? How can you enjoy haters? You can enjoy them by saying, this pillow is $200. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are the kind of things I enjoy. Shout out to the shorties who get the interior design on. You dig? They know how to spend some money, don't they? You know, so enjoy your haters, man. I'm enjoying mine. Mike Check Productions writes, will this video remain up? I'm late. You never know. Stop Playing Trey writes, tuition for the free game. You dig? It's only free if people don't pay. So shout out to those who pay what they owe. Real men. You dig? Saints, it has been truly a pleasure to have this time to fellowship with you. Let us end the way we always end, with the creed of assassin. Repeat after me with full conviction, knowing this is true of you. The creed of the assassin. I am going to be who I truly am because I am remarkable, and I am going to strive every moment to show the greatest part of who I am. Until next time, peace to the saints.